How's it going, guys? February 24th, 11:47 in the morning. Trying to get this one done a little bit earlier so I can get ahead today. And today's vlog is going to actually be on focus. But I did want to give a thanks. I did reach 21 subscribers last night, and I'm really excited about that. My goal for this month was 20. So I did meet that goal. I'm very excited. Originally, my goal was 10, and I doubled it to see because I met 15 rather quickly. So I ended up trying to get to 20, and I ended up getting there last night. I was really excited about that. I think my stepfather might have been the 20th person, and then there was another couple subscribers along the way. Um, and I'm also to get started on today's focus talk. I've also been pretty dedicated in pushing this vlog every single day and reaching out to people like I send tweets to Casey Neistat, Roman Atwood, and um, John Jay and Rich. They're radio people. Um, Kyle Longfug, who works on the John Jay and Rich show, and a couple other people. And daily, I send them a vlog, and I stay pretty focused with doing that on a daily basis. Whenever I do publish it, I instantly send a tweet, and then I retweet it, tagging certain people that I want to tag, like John Jay and Rich, and like Casey Neistat, and other famous vloggers, just to see if I can get them to even look at my material. I'm sure they have hundreds, if not thousands, of people doing the same thing, but I consistently do it and try to stay focused and always send them stuff every single day. So finally, yesterday, John Jay and Rich liked my tweet, two of my tweets, which I thought was pretty awesome. This is a radio personnel that's a celebrity, a radio celebrity. Um, got a lot of people looking at him, a lot of people who follow him, who like his comments and things of that nature. And I thought, that was pretty nice of them to even take the time to look at my tweet, and for him to even like it, meant a lot to me. But tying it all back to focus, I have to remain focused almost on a daily basis to do these vlogs on top of the other things that I do. Um, like, for example, my wife asked me to go with her to an appointment today, but I mean, I have to get things done and stay focused on the things that I have to do on a daily basis. I would have loved to go with her, but I need to get the essential things that I need to get done on a daily basis, and that ties into being focused on your daily tasks and completing them, and meeting certain deadlines. Like, I know I have a deadline today to be in work a little bit later, in a couple of hours, so I got to get things like my vlog done because I work until 3 in the morning, give or take, sometimes 3:30, and it wouldn't afford me the opportunity to get it done afterwards. I'd be in a crunch time basically. And then I got a couple other things like working out every day that I try to do before that, and a couple other things. Trying to keep up with class, my studies, and everything else requires a certain amount of determination and a certain amount of focus that I have to dedicate on a daily basis. I'm getting a lot better at planning out my days. Uh, uh, Working on my schedule. I just built a calendar in my phone, so I can keep track. I was one person who likes to write down everything, so I have a calendar where I write down stuff, and then I try to keep track of it in my phone as well, because I don't always bring my calendar with me everywhere that I go. So, but all that requires a certain amount of focus, and on an individual level, and then on a multi-platform level. So, on the individual level, when you're doing something like how I create these vlogs, it requires a certain amount of focus, time dedication, thinking about what I'm going to talk about. And I like to do a lot of these off the cuff, not rehearsed, so you guys get the real aspect of what it is I'm trying to share and talk about. and it's not anything. I feel like if you read off some sort of paper, which I could easily type out but would take more time, it might come off as a little fake or a little too well rehearsed, and sometimes that doesn't come through in my real personality. And I think for the goal that I'm trying to accomplish, like speaking in front of people, reading off a piece of paper is not going to be the best agenda. Kind of going off the cuff, maybe having a couple talking points to reiterate, kind of like a good, if you've ever taken a speech class in college, you can't necessarily read off a paper. They ding you for that. And I get the concept of it. But I'll tell you what, it's much easier to talk about things that you have experience in than to talk about some subject that you write about or talk about in college that you're not that interested in. So, all that being said, you do have to remain focused on the individual task, and then to tie it into the multi-platform task, like stuff that you know that you have to get done on a monthly basis, or on a weekly basis. You have to incorporate those things and dedicate time and focus and energy into them as well, so you don't, overstretch yourself, as well as you make sure that you can go to everything that you have a commitment for, such as work, such as school. You prioritize things, and that way you're not overstepping your boundaries. I had my boss yesterday asked me if, she's like, oh, you're going to work this day, this day, this day, this day, and they're all days back to back, and some of them are, upwards of 10 and 12-hour shifts, but she's like, are you sure you're not going to be burned out? And, I have a certain amount of dedicated time, and I prioritize sleep as well, because I found out that as you get older, you kind of you don't necessarily need more sleep, but I'm not as I used to be able to sleep 6 hours and be fully energized. Now it's getting, it's pushing more to 7 and 8, which is within the norm, but I have to allocate for that time as well, and I have to focus my energy into sleeping sometimes, making sure that I set aside some time to sleep. If not, I won't be worth anything. And then these vlogs I think will reflect that. So again, I appreciate you guys watching, liking, commenting, subscribing. I did reach that goal of 21. Maybe we'll try to push it to 25 by the end of this month. That would leave me 4 days to make that happen, but I'm very optimistic, and I do think it's possible. So we'll see. You always got to be striving to push for better goals, and not set goals that are so out of this world. You start small, and then you just go from there. Did I think I was going to reach 20 subscribers this month? That's double my original goal. I was thinking 12 at most. But you can't box yourself in. You have to be open, and you have to be willing to receive what you're putting out there. And if people are going to be subscribing to my channel, it just means that I'm having somewhat of an impact. Yes, I'm making a pretty good effort in getting my videos out there and doing some self-promotion and things of that nature. Like I said, I'm trying to use every avenue that I can to, even if it's like celebrities, trying to reach out to them, even if I know that they're not going to read my stuff. Like I still haven't gotten a like or even a reply, nothing from like Casey Neistat or Roman Atwood. But I know that those guys are equally just as busy. They're always posting stuff on their pages, and they're trying to enjoy their life as well. But that's not going to stop me from reaching out to them every single day. I know that this is also vlog 30, I believe, which would mean 30 consecutive days of doing that. Some days I've had to post 2 because I haven't had the time to post one that day, but I will post 2. It's very much like my workout. If I can't get it done for that day, the next day I do 2 workouts, and I make sure to allocate that time for that, so I can remain focused on the goals that I have set for myself. So again, I appreciate you guys watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Thanks again, guys. Take care.